My van. One of the reasons, when we were shopping for vans, we were shopping a lot of different vans. The reason we went with the Nissan NV, one of the biggest reasons, what you're about to see. Ready? Put it on the clock. Beep. Watch how long this takes. That back seat that you see, out of the way. And now I can get livestock in there. Like 3 seconds. And it's got wheels, so I can roll it. Now I got a nice, big, open space in the back of my van where I can put a bunch of new animals that I am picking up tomorrow. Guess in the comments below, what do you think we're getting? This was not part of the plan when I woke up this morning, but I'm gonna tell you why we are rushing this animal livestock purchase right now. I'm going to show you how I can build a little animal structure in a day. You can do this too with a couple of things. If you just keep a couple things on your homestead, you can build a little structure for animals almost instantly. And the key to doing this is having some panels. So cattle panels, hog panels, goat panels. They're all a little bit different. Today I'm going to be working with cattle panels, which are larger squares and then they graduate to smaller squares at the bottom. But you could use goat panels. They're more expensive, so I'd stick to the cattle panels. Also, radiator clamps. Radiator clamps, I always keep a big bucket on the farm. They lock down super solid, super tight. And with an impact driver, you can lock those radiator clamps down real tight, real fast. You got to get the special little socket that'll go in your impact driver. And then tarps. Basically, you bend that panel. This is how we built our movable livestock shelter, which overall has worked pretty good. It's not perfect. Nothing, you know, movable, lightweight infrastructure ever is like a barn. But it's a year in of use. It's still standing. I haven't replaced the tarp, haven't replaced the panels. It doesn't look as pretty as the day I first made it. It's right over there. I've had to add a couple of ratchet straps as crisscross supports to keep it standing without flopping over. But it's working really good. I mean, we've been using that, you know, since the springtime, and it doesn't look as pretty as the day we made it, but it works great. So today I'm building a version of that that's not movable. This one is actually attached to our big solid wood posts. It'll be more sturdy that way. It's a lot taller, so I could actually move the camels to this side if I wanted to and put these other animals that are coming on the other side. But let's get building because I got a lot of work to do today. I have a heavy duty reflective tarp on here, and then I'm going to add another bigger tarp. And the whole idea with this is really just a place to hide from the rain and from the high wind for these animals. You know, we have a nice big barn that we can bring animals into if weather gets real crazy. But we also have a lot of stuff in the barn right now. We have the rabbit colony is in the barn, and we have the camels in the barn, and space is at a premium. The chickens are in the barn. Chickens are going to be moving out of the barn for the summer, so that may free up some space. But this is just a nice structure so that animals, we're going to put these animals in our dry lot here and keep them there for a long time. I don't know how long, but they're going to be in here a while. But for now, on the dry lot, feeding them good quality hay under our little homemade structure. Coming into spring should work out okay. Now, this month has been kind of crazy. You've seen me rushing to get ready for animals, and I always say get the infrastructure done, get everything ready before the animals get here. I do not like to do this. I do not like to rush the day before to get all this stuff done. I wasn't gonna get these animals tomorrow, but some things have been changing, and we've changed our plans. This is not gonna be a fear piece about the coronavirus, but it's just here's what's happening. The coronavirus is happening, and we can see worldwide the reactions of the different countries, the different states. They are closing things down, they are shutting down businesses. The government is coming in and telling people you can't run your business, you can't leave your state, you can't be out and about. These government shutdowns are happening all over the place. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it good? Is it bad? That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm just saying this is what's happening. The government is coming in and shutting things down. We had plans on bringing these animals onto our homestead in a couple weeks. We've been getting ready. This structure you could see was half built already when I started today. We've been working towards it. We weren't going to bring them on any sooner, but states are starting to close down travel because they don't want this virus to spread. And a good example of this is the homestead that we've sold our calf to. They just got a hold of us and said, hey, we can't come get her. The state's shutting down travel, our county's shutting down travel, unless you have to actually travel with proof that if you're doing something, it's government approved work. And picking up livestock for your homestead is not government approved in their area right now. So me and Kay are talking to each other. These animals we're bringing on the homestead is specifically so that Kay has the meat that she needs, and you know, her and the baby have meat that they need. We got meat rabbits going like crazy in the barn. I'm so glad we got that off and running. Our little baby has really, without us even knowing how this was going to work out, he has given us a real head start for this virus and really for the food locking down of things. I want to be clear on something here because I've been saying this since the beginning. I am more worried about the economic and social impact that this virus is going to have than I am of the virus to my own family. Me, Kay, and the kids, we are not at a very big risk. We're not the risky group of people. If we get this virus, chances are we won't even know it. Everything I've seen numbers wise, people my age who are healthy and my kids, it's very minimal. There are a few odd end cases, of course, there's always outliers. But I'm not super worried if we were to get this virus for our family's well-being in my immediate household. But I have been saying since I first started talking about this coronavirus, you should be getting prepared. Not necessarily to be, preparing yourself to prevent yourself from getting this virus. For a lot of you, if you get the virus, you'll get it and it'll pass and you'll be okay. But being prepared for the food shortages that will come because of this. People are trying to get food now, and in some places they can't get it. I'm hearing stories of different people who go to the supermarket and all the meat and all the milk are gone. Your basic, grocery supplies, people aren't able to get it. And I have been saying since the first video I talked about coronavirus, don't be scared, be prepared. So I don't think everybody should be running around super afraid of the coronavirus. I don't think we're all going to die from the coronavirus. But I also am a big believer in being prepared.
the whole idea behind Homesteady, the word Homesteady. I take two words, home, where you live, and steady. If you look at the word homestead, it's made up of those two words, home and then the word stead. And stead gives this idea of steady, sturdy, something you can rely on, right? So Homesteady is all about turning your home, where you live, into a place of steadiness or sturdiness, a place that you can feel safe, a place that you have the things that you need and you don't have to worry so much. There's plenty of worries when you have a wife and kids. You're going to worry. Even if you're just single, you're going to worry about stuff. The worries are not going to go away. But if you can turn your homestead into a place where you worry less and you feel more steady, that's the whole idea behind what I started Homesteady for.
Have the food that your family needs. Have a deep pantry that can last you at least 1 month. And on the homestead, be producing food. We've shown sprouts. We've shown we're going to start working on our hydroponic system. We're growing meat. We're growing milk. If you're in a little apartment, you can grow a hydroponic garden. You can sprout. You can do something. Just do something so that you have some sort of food supply that is growing over time. And I don't like to rush animals coming onto the homestead. I don't like to not have the infrastructure ready when they arrive. I want to be 100% ready. That's my normal rule. But we're not living in a time of normal rules. So me and Kay sat down, we talked, we said, you know what? We're supposed to get these animals in 2 weeks. The rate of this virus outbreak, if it continues to go the way it's going, the government in Pennsylvania in 2 weeks from now could say, you know what? No more travel for people who don't have a necessary reason to be traveling. And here's our list of approved reasons why you can travel. Then we don't get to have these animals, which we need for Kay and the baby to eat. So, you know what? We contacted the people. We said, can I come tomorrow and pick these animals up? Because I don't want to be without them. I want to make sure we're prepared. We were planning these animals long before we ever heard of the coronavirus. But now it's like, we got to get them here because we don't know how long these travel bans will be in place. We don't know how long the restrictions will be there. We need the animals here. So tomorrow I will be loading up and picking up these animals a little bit sooner than I wanted to. They're going to be in a not perfect situation. This isn't a beautiful, perfect structure. This is, a little hoop house with some tarps on it. They'll be fine. It's going to be a lot of warm, fuzzy animals. There's a clue. There's going to be some hay, and everybody's going to be okay. The biggest thing is we're going to have what we need here on our homestead to feed our family. And that's really what I'm encouraging everybody right now. Don't be panicked. Don't be petrified. Chances are most of us are going to be okay, but be prepared. Don't be scared, be prepared. We got our show coming soon. I've been talking to different people who are going to join me for the Don't Be Scared, Be Prepared event. It's going to be a live stream here on YouTube, all about different ways you can be prepared and ways you can not be scared. So I got to finish working here. Stop talking and get working.
Goes away, the company or the government or the insurance company.
I was like 2 seconds away from grabbing that other side. I'd been fine. Now I gotta do it all over again. Come on. That is by no means the most beautiful animal structure I've ever built, but it's gonna keep the animals dry. It's gonna keep them out of the wind, and I'll be able to pick these animals up tomorrow. That's what's important right now. So, good. Onward and upward. Now I have to get the van ready because I'm gonna pick them up in the van. So it's not a stinky buck goat because I will never do that again. So there's another clue. we interrupt this preparation for oncoming new animals to do the Homesteady Camel Train shout out, cute baby edition. Hi, cute baby. Today's episode, we have a short and sweet shout out for you. Today's episode of the Homesteady Camel Train was brought to you by Al and Kathleen. They haven't pulled the trigger yet on a homestead. They're city folk, but they love our channel, they like the videos, and they wanted to support the camel train, so they joined the camel train. So thank you, Al and Kathleen, for joining the camel train. Heads up, your special one-of-a-kind camel train t-shirt is on the way. And if you would like to join the Homesteady Camel Train, there are less than 15 spots available now. If you'd like to join the camel train, get your shout out, your shirt, and lifetime access to our special Pioneer program where you get in-depth homesteading info, you can click right there. Baby does not want his hat on today. Let's go back to prepping for sheep and getting you a hat that fits better. Let's go find a hat. I really messed these up. This was a learning experience for me. We went and put in these nice gravel pads this year, made some good dry lots because we wanted to make sure our cows weren't living in this stuff over here. Look at the difference. I mean, over here it's just a mud pit. I've been driving on it today, so it's a little packed down, but look at the disgusting, nasty standing puddles. Our animals are down in the dry lots throughout the winter for a lot of the time, and we put in these gravel pads to help drain away the moisture and keep the animals on good solid ground, keep them healthy. And they did great at that. The gravel pads were great to provide a good solid base, keep the animals dry, give them structure underneath their feet, keep from puddles. But I was lazy, and how oftentimes do you find laziness results in good success? The cows were pooping on this gravel pad, and I let the chickens out here to scratch up the poops, pick them open. I was spreading feed on this to help the chickens, you know, start encouraging them to scratch, thinking, oh, they'll scratch it so much it'll get small and fine and get into this and just wash away. Wrong. It was just wrong. What the chickens have done is they've scratched the poops up so fine that they would then settle down into the gravel. As the cows and chickens would walk on it, it would get solidly packed into a nice cake layer of poop. Normally in life you would think cake layer, that sounds delicious, sign me up. Not when it's a cake layer that's made of cow manure. So this cakey layer has become really tight packed, it's nasty. If I let it continue, it will start to hold water and puddle up and be the same problem we were trying to avoid, but with lots of expensive gravel underneath it, no longer doing its purpose. So what should I have done? All winter long, whenever the cows were on here pooping, I should have come out once in the morning while doing the chores and picked up a couple cow turds. Instead, now I get to go through here. I've scraped a lot up with the tractor, but now manually I get to go through here and pick up a lot of this nasty cake layer. It is backbreaking, it is tiring, it is my penance for being lazy back in the winter time. Would have been easier to do in the winter because the manure freezes at night. You can come out and just pick up a frozen pad of manure in the morning. Kicking myself. You know, that's how you learn things, right? You try something and if it fails, you'll never forget that again. What we've learned from this is A, don't keep the cows on the dry lot if avoidable. So we, about halfway through the winter, abandoned the let's leave the cows on the dry lot all day, and we got them up in the field and we're moving around the field, and they were eating some standing grass, and also I was feeding hay and supplementing their diet with everything they needed because there wasn't that much good feed up in the field. But they're spreading the manure on the field, which up in the field it's a good thing. Down here, it is a problem. Permaculture principle, problem is the solution. Down here, the problem of too much manure, up in the field, it's feeding earthworms and putting the nutrients back into our field, and it'll be a better field this year. I move the cows at least every 2 days. So they haven't over trampled or killed anything. They have just been moving and spreading their own manure. Trust me, it is way less backbreaking driving up in our gator, tossing a little bit of hay, and letting the cows move their own feces. We had such a mild winter, it was so easy to do. So from now on, our dry lots are going to be for heavy snow periods or heavy monsoon rain periods only, and I'm going to pick up the poops because I don't ever want to do this again. This was a mistake. I learned from it. You got to learn from it. You got to learn from my mistake. That's always the best way to learn from mistakes. Learn from other people's. That's why YouTube's such a good thing. As long as people share their mistakes. They don't edit them out. Come on, pup. Look at that bird dog back there in the chicken coop. That's a good bird dog. No dead chickens. That dog never killed a chicken. It's a bird dog. Never killed a chicken. What a good dog. What a good dog. So good. Oh man, I'm almost done. Just about ready for tomorrow when I go and pick up the new animals. Have you guessed yet in the comments what we're getting? You'll see in the next video. Oh. I'm gonna keep listening to my podcasts. Listening to podcasts, doing work. Now, speaking of learning from our mistakes, maybe you're wondering, why are you moving the new animals that you're getting onto a dry lot when you just said you don't want to keep animals in a dry lot full time? Why aren't you getting them out in the field with the cows? Great question. Again, we're getting these animals sooner than we expected. We've been planning a big fencing project up in the field, and we're going to have a good high tensile 5-strand perimeter that will keep all sorts of animals in, even when they're out on pasture if they were to bust out. So these animals that we're getting are young. They are trained to electric now. I don't know how well. I'm not going to risk putting them up in my field and having them escape. My cows are very well trained to electric, and if they do happen to get out because of something weird, I can get them back in very easy. They come when I call. But these animals don't know me. They are younger. They're not going to be as easy to contain in our single strand movable electric right now. So I don't have many other options, many other places to put them right now. They will be less hard on this dry lot. I'm hoping maybe they'll even help break up this cake layer that I'm out here back-breaking work. Hopefully it'll improve a little bit. We'll see. I don't know. But we're only going to have them here for a little while as we get our high tensile project up and running, and then hopefully by mid-spring they're out on the pasture with the cows and whatever else is up there this year. I want to move the chickens up there. I want to get everything up there because this is just like a poop pile up down here. I'm tired. I got all my emergency stuff done. I can go pick up these animals today. I still got to get the car ready. I haven't put the tarp out in the back of the car, but I'm going to call it now. My back is hurting. This was one of those just like days. I was planning a nice day. I was going to work on my hydroponic system. I talked about starting that up, and I haven't done it yet. You haven't seen that yet, but that's coming. It's going to be a nice, easy system, easy way to grow food in like 30 days. Super awesome. But this is not that. This is just tiring and backbreaking. All right, I'm gonna go inside and take a shower. I smell like 3 months worth of poop.